For thousands of years, the moon has hung in the night sky, a silent witness to the rise and fall of civilizations. Its pale, luminous glow has inspired awe, wonder, and even fear, weaving its way into the very fabric of human culture. But the moon is more than just a celestial body. It's a symbol of mystery, power, and divinity. Across the ancient world, from the deserts of Egypt to the temples of Japan, people looked up at the moon and saw not just light, but gods. Lunar deities emerged in every corner of the globe, each one embodying the moon's enigmatic presence in unique and fascinating ways. Why did so many cultures revere the moon as a divine force? What secrets do these ancient myths hold about humanity's relationship with the cosmos? And how do these stories continue to shape our understanding of the world today? In this journey through the legendary myths of lunar deities, we'll uncover the origins of these celestial beings, explore their sacred stories, and reveal the profound symbolism that connects them across time and space. From the gentle Selene of Greek mythology to the fierce Coilxorqui of the Aztecs, each deity offers a glimpse into the sacred mysteries of the moon and the enduring legacy it holds in our collective imagination. So, let's step into the shadows of the night and discover the divine secrets of the moon. From the earliest moments of human history, the moon has been a constant companion in the night sky, its phases marking the passage of time with an almost sacred rhythm. For ancient societies, the moon wasn't just a celestial object, it was a mirror reflecting humanity's deepest fears, hopes, and mysteries. Its cycles of waxing and waning became a universal symbol of life's ebb and flow, birth, death, and renewal. The new moon, hidden and dark, whispered of beginnings and potential. The full moon, radiant and complete, spoke of fruition and fulfillment, and the waning moon, slowly fading, reminded us of endings and the inevitable return to darkness before the cycle began anew. This eternal dance of light and shadow made the moon a powerful metaphor for the cycles of nature, the seasons, and even the human experience. But the moon's symbolism didn't stop there. Across cultures, it became deeply intertwined with ideas of femininity. Its gentle, nurturing light often stood in contrast to the sun's blazing intensity, symbolizing the softer, more mysterious aspects of existence. Many societies saw the moon as a mother figure, a protector who guided souls through the night and watched over the tides of life. And yet, the moon was also a force of duality, sometimes serene and comforting, other times mysterious and even fearsome. Its shifting faces inspired myths that explored the balance between creation and destruction, light and shadow, life and death. It's no wonder, then, that lunar deities emerged in nearly every civilization. These gods and goddesses became the living embodiments of the moon's many faces, each culture crafting its own unique interpretation. Some were gentle and nurturing, like the Greek goddess Selene, who rode her silver chariot across the night sky, spreading moonlight like a soothing balm. Others, like the Aztec goddess Coilxorqui, embodied the moon's more turbulent aspects, her story one of betrayal, conflict, and cosmic balance. These deities weren't just symbols, they were storytellers, their myths weaving together the threads of human experience and the mysteries of the cosmos. As we delve deeper into the stories of these lunar deities, we'll begin to see how their tales reflect the universal themes of transformation, duality, and renewal. From the serene to the fearsome, each deity offers a unique lens through which to view the moon's timeless influence. And as we explore these myths, we'll uncover not just the stories of gods and goddesses, but the stories of humanity itself, our hopes, our fears, and our unending fascination with the celestial dance above. High above the ancient world, where the stars twinkle like scattered diamonds, Selene, the Greek goddess of the moon, rides her luminous chariot across the night sky. Drawn by two magnificent winged horses, their coats shimmering like liquid silver, she casts her gentle glow over the earth below. Selene is more than just a celestial figure. She is the embodiment of the moon's serene beauty, its calming light, and its mysterious allure. In Greek mythology, she is often depicted as a figure of ethereal grace, her face radiant and her presence soothing, a quiet guardian of the night. But Selene's story is not just one of divine majesty, it is also a tale of profound love and longing. Among the most famous myths associated with her is her romance with Endymion, a mortal shepherd of extraordinary beauty. According to legend, Selene fell deeply in love with Endymion after discovering him sleeping in a cave on Mount Latmos. So captivated was she by his peaceful slumber that she begged Zeus, the king of the gods, to grant him eternal sleep, preserving his youth and beauty forever. Zeus agreed, and Endymion remains in an endless, dreamlike state, visited each night by Selene as she rides her chariot across the heavens. This myth of eternal love and timeless beauty reflects the Greek ideals of romance, immortality, and the delicate balance between the mortal and divine worlds. Selene's story also highlights the moon's role as a symbol of constancy and devotion. While other gods and goddesses of the Greek pantheon were often capricious and unpredictable, Selene remained a steady, comforting presence. Her light was a beacon of hope in the darkness, a reminder that even in the deepest night, beauty and love could endure. This gentle nature sets her apart from many other lunar deities, whose stories often delve into themes of conflict, transformation, or even destruction. In contrast to Selene's serene presence, other cultures imagine the moon as a force of complexity and duality. The Aztecs, for example, worshipped Coilxorqui, a warrior goddess whose story is steeped in themes of betrayal and cosmic balance. Similarly, in Norse mythology, the moon was associated with Mani, a god who constantly fled from the wolf Hati, a symbol of chaos and destruction. These darker, more turbulent myths remind us that the moon's influence is not always gentle. It can also be a source of mystery, power, and even danger. As we explore these contrasting lunar deities, we begin to see how each culture's unique perspective shaped its understanding of the moon. Selene's story, with its themes of love, beauty, and eternal devotion, offers a glimpse into the Greek ideal of harmony between the mortal and divine. Yet, as we'll discover, the moon's many faces, its light and shadow, its calm and chaos reveal a universal truth, that the celestial dance above has always been a mirror for humanity's deepest hopes, fears, and dreams. In the rich tapestry of Hindu mythology, the moon takes on a divine form as Chandra, the radiant god of the lunar realm. Known for his luminous beauty and calming presence, Chandra is more than just a celestial figure. He is deeply woven into the spiritual and cultural fabric of Hinduism. In Vedic astrology, Chandra holds a place of immense significance, governing the mind, emotions, and the ebb and flow of human fertility. His gentle light is said to influence not just the tides of the ocean, but the tides of the human heart, guiding thoughts and feelings like a silent, celestial guardian. The story of Chandra, however, is not one of unbroken serenity. Like the moon itself, his tale is one of waxing and waning, of light and shadow. According to Hindu mythology, Chandra was cursed by Daksha, one of the ancient sages, for showing favoritism among his many wives. Daksha's curse caused Chandra to gradually fade away, losing his brilliance with each passing day. Distraught and desperate, Chandra sought the help of Lord Shiva, the great god of transformation and destruction. Moved by Chandra's plight, Shiva placed the moon on his forehead, where it would wax and wane in a perpetual cycle, never fully disappearing. This myth serves as a powerful reminder of the themes of karma, repentance, and divine mercy, illustrating how even the gods are subject to the laws of the cosmos. Chandra's story also reveals the interconnectedness of Hindu mythology. His placement on Shiva's forehead ties him to one of the most revered deities in the Hindu pantheon, symbolizing the unity of cosmic forces. The moon's cyclical nature, as embodied by Chandra, mirrors the broader Hindu belief in samsara, the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. It's a reminder that even in darkness, there is the promise of renewal, and that every phase of life, no matter how difficult, is part of a larger divine pattern. But Chandra's influence extends beyond mythology and into the daily lives of millions. In Hindu astrology, or Jyotish, the moon is considered the ruler of the mind and emotions. A strong Chandra in one's birth chart is believed to bring clarity, intuition, and emotional balance, while a weakened moon can signify inner turmoil or confusion. This connection between the celestial and the personal underscores the moon's enduring role as a bridge between the heavens and the human experience. As we explore Chandra's story, we begin to see how deeply the moon is embedded in Hindu thought, not just as a celestial body, but as a symbol of the mind's mysteries and the soul's journey. His myths, filled with themes of redemption, cycles, and divine intervention, offer a profound reflection on the nature of existence itself. And as we move forward, we'll see how these themes resonate across other Hindu deities and myths, revealing a universe where every star, every planet, and every god is part of an intricate, interconnected web. In the land of the rising sun, where ancient traditions and celestial wonders intertwine, the moon takes on a divine form in the figure of Tsukuyomi, the Japanese god of the moon. Born from the right eye of the primordial god Izanagi, Tsukuyomi emerged as a celestial counterpart to his sister Amaterasu, the radiant sun goddess. Together, they were meant to govern the heavens, with Amaterasu ruling the day and Tsukuyomi presiding over the night. But while Amaterasu shone brightly, revered as the ancestor of the Japanese imperial line, Tsukuyomi's story is one of solitude, conflict, and the delicate balance between light and darkness. The tale of Tsukuyomi's estrangement from Amaterasu is one of the most poignant myths in Japanese mythology. It begins with a seemingly simple act. Amaterasu, ever the diligent ruler, sent Tsukuyomi to attend a festival held by the goddess of food, Mochi. However, what happened next would forever alter the relationship between the siblings. When Mochi prepared a feast by summoning food from her body, Tsukuyomi was so disgusted by her methods that he killed her in a fit of rage. This act of violence horrified Amaterasu, who declared that she could no longer share the sky with her brother. From that moment on, day and night were forever separated, with the sun and moon destined to never meet again. This myth is more than just a story of sibling conflict. It's a profound reflection on the themes of balance and duality. In Japanese cosmology, the sun and moon represent opposing yet complementary forces: light and darkness, creation and destruction, life and death. Their separation underscores the necessity of harmony in the natural world, where each force has its place and purpose. Tsukuyomi's solitary existence as the moon god mirrors the quiet, introspective nature of the night, a time for reflection and renewal away from the sun's unrelenting brightness. Unlike other lunar deities, who are often woven into the fabric of their pantheons through relationships and alliances, Tsukuyomi stands apart. His estrangement from Amaterasu places him in a unique position of isolation, a celestial figure who embodies the moon's quiet, enigmatic presence. This contrasts sharply with deities like the Greek Selene, whose myths are filled with themes of love and connection, or the Hindu Chandra, whose story is deeply intertwined with the cycles of karma and divine intervention. Tsukuyomi's solitude speaks to a different aspect of the moon's symbolism, its role as a reminder of the space between, the shadows that exist even in the brightest of lives. As we consider Tsukuyomi's place in Japanese mythology, we begin to see how his story reflects broader cultural values: the emphasis on balance, the recognition of duality, and the acceptance of solitude all resonate deeply within Japanese spirituality. The moon, as embodied by Tsukuyomi, becomes a symbol of introspection, a call to embrace the quiet moments and the spaces in between. And in this, we find a universal truth that even in separation there is meaning, and even in darkness there is light. In the lush jungles of ancient Mesoamerica, where the moon's silver light filters through the canopy, we encounter Ixchel, the Mayan goddess of the moon, fertility, and weaving. Ixchel is a figure of profound complexity, embodying both the gentle nurturing of life and the raw power of destruction. Her dual nature is reflected in her domains. She is the protector of women, overseeing childbirth and fertility, yet she is also associated with floods and the chaotic forces of water. This duality makes her one of the most fascinating lunar deities, a goddess who encapsulates the moon's ability to both give and take life. One of the most striking aspects of Ixchel's mythology is her marriage to the sun god Itzamna. Their union represents the eternal dance between day and night, light and darkness, but like many divine relationships, theirs is not without tension. While Itzamna brings the sun's relentless energy, Ixchel balances his fiery intensity with her cool, reflective light. Together, they symbolize the harmony and conflict inherent in the natural world, a reminder that creation often arises from the interplay of opposing forces. Ixchel's role as a weaver adds another layer to her symbolism. In Mayan culture, weaving was not just a practical skill but a sacred act, representing the interconnectedness of life and the cosmos. As the goddess of weaving, Ixchel is said to weave the fabric of existence itself, her loom threading together the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. This imagery ties her closely to the moon's phases as she spins the threads of time, guiding the passage of seasons and the rhythms of nature. But Ixchel's influence extends beyond the earthly realm. She is also a guide for souls, helping them navigate the journey to the afterlife. In this role, she embodies the moon's role as a beacon in the darkness, a source of light and hope for those who have passed beyond the veil. Her gentle presence offers comfort to the departed, much as the moon's soft glow soothes the living. The myths surrounding Ixchel reveal her as a goddess of profound duality, both creator and destroyer, nurturer and guide. Her multifaceted character mirrors the moon's own shifting nature, its cycles of light and shadow, growth and decay. Through Ixchel, the Mayans explored the mysteries of existence, finding in her a divine reflection of life's most fundamental truths. As we move deeper into the stories of lunar deities, Ixchel stands as a powerful reminder of the moon's ability to embody both beauty and power, creation and destruction. Her myths invite us to embrace the complexity of the natural world, to see the moon not just as a celestial body, but as a symbol of life's endless cycles and the delicate balance that sustains it. And in her weaving, we find a metaphor for the interconnectedness of all things, a reminder that every thread, no matter how small, is part of a greater divine tapestry. In the golden sands of ancient Egypt, where the Nile's life-giving waters meet the endless desert, Thoth emerges as one of the most enigmatic and revered figures in the Egyptian pantheon. Known as the god of wisdom, writing, and the moon, Thoth is a deity of profound intellect and balance, a mediator between the forces of order and chaos. His lunar associations are deeply symbolic, reflecting not only the moon's cycles but also its role as a celestial guide for human knowledge and spiritual understanding. Thoth's connection to the moon is woven into the very fabric of Egyptian cosmology. Unlike other lunar deities who personify the moon's light or phases, Thoth embodies the moon's intellect and its role in measuring time. The ancient Egyptians relied on the lunar calendar to organize their agricultural and religious lives, and Thoth was seen as the divine architect of this system. His wisdom ensured the harmony of the cosmos, allowing the moon's cycles to align with the rhythms of the earth and the seasons. In this way, Thoth became a symbol of order in a world that constantly teetered between creation and destruction, life and death. But Thoth's influence extends far beyond the moon itself. He is perhaps best known as the inventor of hieroglyphs, the sacred writing system that allowed the Egyptians to record their history, laws, and prayers. According to myth, Thoth created writing as a gift to humanity, a way to preserve knowledge and communicate with the gods. This act of divine generosity elevated him to the status of a cultural hero, a figure who bridged the gap between the mortal and the divine. Writing, in the eyes of the Egyptians, was not just a tool, it was a sacred art, imbued with the power to shape reality and connect humanity to the eternal. Thoth's wisdom also played a crucial role in the afterlife. In the Hall of Maat, where souls were judged for their deeds in life, Thoth served as the scribe who recorded the results of the weighing of the heart ceremony. It was his duty to ensure fairness and accuracy, balancing the scales of justice with the precision of a celestial mathematician. This role underscores his connection to the moon's dual nature, its ability to illuminate truth while casting shadows of mystery. Thoth's presence in the afterlife offered comfort to the dead, assuring them that their journey through the underworld would be guided by wisdom and impartiality. What makes Thoth truly unique among lunar deities is his multifaceted role in Egyptian culture. He is not just a moon god, he is a god of thought, of language, of the very systems that hold society together. His lunar associations are a reflection of his broader significance, a reminder that the moon's light is not just a physical phenomenon but a metaphor for illumination, understanding, and the pursuit of truth. As we explore Thoth's myths and legacy, we begin to see how deeply the moon's symbolism permeates Egyptian thought. Thoth's story is one of balance and intellect, of creation and judgment, of the delicate interplay between order and chaos. And in this, he offers a profound insight into the human experience. That knowledge, like the moon's light, is a guiding force, illuminating the path through the darkness and connecting us to the mysteries of the cosmos. Thoth's lunar associations extend even further, influencing the broader aspects of Egyptian culture, from their scientific achievements to their spiritual practices. His legacy reminds us that the moon is not just a celestial body, it is a symbol of the mind's boundless potential, a beacon of wisdom that continues to inspire and guide humanity across the ages. In the heart of ancient Mesoamerica, where the Aztec Empire rose to power under the watchful eyes of their gods, the moon took on a fierce and tragic form in the figure of Coilxorqui, the Aztec moon goddess. Her story is one of family, betrayal, and cosmic conflict, a tale that reflects the Aztec understanding of the eternal struggle between light and darkness, order and chaos. Unlike the serene Selene or the introspective Tsukuyomi, Coilxorqui embodies the moon's more turbulent and violent aspects, her myth serving as a powerful symbol of the sun's dominance over the night. The drama begins on Coatepec, the sacred serpent mountain, where Coilxorqui and her 400 brothers, the Sensonhuitznahua, plot against their mother, Coilxorqui, the earth goddess. When Coilxorqui becomes mysteriously pregnant, Coilxorqui sees it as an affront to the family's honor and leads her brothers in a revolt to kill their mother. But before they can carry out their plan, Coilxorqui gives birth to Huitzilopochtli, the sun god, who springs forth fully armed and ready for battle. In a swift and brutal act of divine justice, Huitzilopochtli decapitates Coilxorqui and hurls her body down the mountain where it shatters into pieces. Her head, however, is cast into the sky, becoming the moon, a silent witness to her defeat. This myth is more than just a story of sibling rivalry. It's a cornerstone of Aztec cosmology, reflecting their beliefs about the cyclical nature of existence and the necessary triumph of light over darkness. Coilxorqui's dismemberment symbolizes the moon's fragmentation, its broken light scattered across the night sky. Her defeat at the hands of Huitzilopochtli represents the sun's victory, the daily renewal of life as the sun rises to banish the shadows of the night. Yet, even in her defeat, Coilxorqui's presence remains a vital part of the cosmic order, a reminder that darkness and light are not enemies but complementary forces, each playing its role in the balance of the universe. The story of Coilxorqui also carries deep cultural significance for the Aztecs. Her image was famously carved into a massive stone disc, discovered at the base of the Templo Mayor in Tenochtitlan, the heart of the Aztec Empire. This disc, depicting her dismembered body, served as a powerful symbol of the sun's dominance and the Aztecs' own divine mandate to conquer and rule. For the Aztecs, Coilxorqui's myth was not just a legend, it was a reflection of their worldview, a narrative that justified their military campaigns and reinforced their place in the cosmic order. When we compare Coilxorqui's violent fate to the more peaceful myths of other lunar deities, we begin to see the diverse ways cultures have interpreted the moon's role in the cosmos. While Selene's love story speaks to the moon's gentle, nurturing side, and Tsukuyomi's solitude reflects its quiet, introspective nature, Coilxorqui's tale reminds us that the moon can also embody conflict, transformation, and the raw power of the natural world. Her story, steeped in themes of betrayal and cosmic balance, offers a stark contrast to the serene myths of other cultures, yet it also reveals a universal truth that the moon, in all its phases, is a mirror for humanity's deepest struggles and triumphs. As we move forward, Coilxorqui's myth invites us to consider the moon not just as a celestial body, but as a symbol of the forces that shape our world: creation and destruction, light and shadow, unity and division. Her story, like the moon itself, is one of complexity and duality, a reminder that even in the darkest nights there is a promise of renewal, and even in defeat there is a place for reverence and remembrance. In the frost-kissed realms of Norse mythology, where gods and giants wage eternal battles, the moon takes on a haunting yet essential role through the figure of Mani, the quiet guardian of the night sky. Unlike the vibrant, often tumultuous stories of other lunar deities, Mani's tale is one of quiet determination and cosmic inevitability. As the brother of Sol, the sun goddess, Mani is tasked with guiding the moon across the heavens, his silver light a constant presence in the lives of mortals and gods alike. Yet his journey is not one of peace, it is a relentless race against time and fate, pursued by the wolf Hecate, whose very existence is tied to the moon's destruction. Mani's role in Norse mythology goes beyond simply illuminating the night. He is deeply intertwined with the passage of time, his phases marking the months and guiding the rhythms of life in the harsh Nordic landscape. The ancient Norse relied on the moon's cycles to track the seasons, plan their harvests, and navigate the long, dark winters. In this way, Mani became a symbol of order in a world often defined by chaos, his steady presence offering a sense of stability amidst the unpredictable forces of nature. But Mani's story is also one of shadow and foreboding. According to Norse prophecy, the wolf Hecate is destined to catch and devour him during Ragnarok, the cataclysmic end of the world. This prophecy is not just a grim prediction, it is a reflection of the Norse worldview, where even the gods are subject to the inexorable forces of fate. Hecate, whose name means hate or enemy, represents the relentless march of time, the inevitable decay that awaits all things. Mani's flight from the wolf becomes a powerful metaphor for the struggle against destiny, a reminder that even the divine cannot escape the cosmic order. The relationship between Mani and Hecate also mirrors the broader themes of Norse mythology, where creation and destruction are two sides of the same coin. Just as the moon's light is born anew each night, only to be threatened by the encroaching darkness, so too do the gods wage their eternal battles against the forces of chaos. This duality is central to the Norse understanding of existence, where every moment of light is balanced by the shadow that follows, and every act of creation carries the seeds of its own destruction. Mani's story, though quieter than those of other lunar deities, resonates deeply with the themes of resilience and inevitability that define Norse mythology. His quiet guidance of the moon, his unending flight from Hecate, and his ultimate fate all serve as reminders of the transient nature of life and the enduring struggle against the forces of time. Through Mani, the Norse explored the delicate balance between order and chaos, light and darkness, life and death, a balance that continues to echo in our own understanding of the world. As we reflect on Mani's role in the Norse cosmos, we begin to see how his story encapsulates the profound themes of fate and cosmic struggle. Unlike the nurturing Selene or the complex Coilxorqui, Mani embodies a quieter, more introspective aspect of the moon's symbolism, one that speaks to the inevitability of change and the courage required to face it. His journey across the night sky, pursued yet undeterred, invites us to consider our own struggles against time and destiny, and to find meaning in the fleeting beauty of the moments we are given. In the rich tapestry of Chinese mythology, few figures capture the imagination quite like Chang'e, the ethereal goddess of the moon. Her story is one of love, sacrifice, and the bittersweet allure of immortality, a tale that has resonated for centuries and continues to shape Chinese culture to this day. According to legend, Chang'e was once a mortal woman, the wife of the heroic archer Hu Yi, who saved the earth by shooting down 9 of the 10 suns that scorched the land. As a reward for his bravery, the gods gifted Hu Yi an elixir of immortality. But this gift, meant to bring eternal life, would instead lead to heartbreak and transformation. When Chang'e discovered the elixir, she faced an impossible choice. Fearing that a villainous intruder might steal the precious potion, she drank it herself, only to find her body growing lighter and lighter until she floated up to the moon, where she remains to this day. Her husband, Hu Yi, was left behind, forever separated from his beloved wife. To honor her, he placed offerings of her favorite foods on the night of the full moon, a tradition that would evolve into the Mid-Autumn Festival, one of China's most cherished celebrations. Chang'e's story is steeped in themes of sacrifice and longing. Her decision to consume the elixir, while born of a desire to protect it, ultimately led to her eternal solitude. The moon, once a symbol of unity and harmony, became a place of isolation, a reminder of the distance between her and the world she left behind. Yet, in this separation, there is also a profound beauty. Chang'e's presence on the moon has come to symbolize the enduring nature of love, the way it persists even across the vast expanse of space and time. The Mid-Autumn Festival, celebrated on the 15th day of the 8th lunar month, is a time when families gather to honor Chang'e and the moon's luminous beauty. One of the festival's most iconic traditions is the sharing of mooncakes, round pastries filled with sweet or savory ingredients. These cakes are more than just a treat, they are a symbol of unity and completeness, their shape mirroring the full moon, and their sharing a reminder of the bonds that connect us even when we are apart. The festival itself is a celebration of togetherness, a time to reflect on the importance of family, love, and the enduring beauty of the natural world. Chang'e's myth has also inspired countless works of art, from ancient poetry to modern films and literature. Her image, often depicted as a graceful figure accompanied by a jade rabbit, has become an enduring symbol of the moon's mystique and the human desire for connection. In contemporary China, her story continues to resonate, reminding us of the power of myth to transcend time and culture, to speak to the deepest parts of our shared humanity. As we reflect on Chang'e's tale, we see how her story encapsulates the universal themes of love, loss, and the pursuit of beauty. Her journey to the moon, while marked by sacrifice, has left an indelible mark on Chinese culture, shaping traditions and inspiring generations. Through her, we are reminded that even in solitude there is grace, and even in longing there is a kind of immortality. And as we turn our gaze to the moon, we can't help but wonder, what other stories, what other truths might its silvery light reveal? High in the Andean mountains, where the air is thin and the stars seem close enough to touch, the Inca people worshipped Mama Quilla, the gentle yet powerful goddess of the moon. Known as the protector of women and the keeper of time, Mama Quilla was a central figure in Inca spirituality, her silver light a constant presence in the lives of her people. Unlike some lunar deities who embody conflict or chaos, Mama Quilla's essence is one of nurturing and harmony, a divine force that watched over the cycles of life and the bonds of family. Mama Quilla's influence extended far beyond the night sky. She was deeply connected to the Inca lunar calendar, which governed agricultural activities, religious ceremonies, and even the timing of marriages. The moon's phases were seen as a reflection of her ever-watchful presence, guiding the Inca people through the rhythms of planting and harvest, birth and renewal. For women in particular, Mama Quilla was a source of strength and protection. She was believed to oversee childbirth and fertility, offering comfort and guidance to mothers and daughters alike. Her gentle light was a reminder of the sacredness of life cycles, from the first crescent to the full moon's radiant glow. At the heart of Mama Quilla's mythology is her sacred union with Ixchel, the sun god. Together, they represented the perfect balance of celestial forces, day and night, light and shadow, masculine and feminine. Their marriage was not just a divine partnership, but a metaphor for the harmony of the cosmos. While Ixchel's fiery energy brought warmth and growth, Mama Quilla's cool, reflective light provided rest and renewal. This duality was celebrated in Inca rituals, where offerings were made to both deities to ensure the prosperity of the people and the fertility of the land. One of the most striking aspects of Mama Quilla's story is her role in Inca society as a protector. When an eclipse occurred, the Inca believed it was a sign that Mama Quilla was under attack by a celestial beast or spirit. To defend her, they would make loud noises, shouting, banging drums, and even setting their dogs to howl, hoping to scare away the threat and restore the moon's light. These rituals reflect the deep connection between the Inca and their lunar goddess, a bond that went beyond mere worship to a profound sense of guardianship and care. Mama Quilla's nurturing presence stands in stark contrast to the more fearsome aspects of other lunar deities, like Coilxorqui's violent fate or Mani's relentless flight from Hecate. While those myths explore themes of conflict and inevitability, Mama Quilla's story is one of stability and protection. Her light was a constant, a source of comfort in the darkness, and a reminder that even in the vastness of the cosmos, there is a force that watches over us. As we reflect on Mama Quilla's role in Inca mythology, we begin to see how her story reflects the values of her people: harmony, balance, and the sacredness of life cycles. Her myths invite us to consider the moon not just as a celestial body, but as a symbol of care and connection, a reminder that even in the darkest nights, there is light to guide us forward. And in this, Mama Quilla offers a timeless message that the moon's glow is more than just light. It is a promise of renewal, a beacon of hope, and a testament to the enduring power of the divine feminine. In the vast tapestry of human storytelling, few themes are as universal as the creation of the world itself. From the swirling chaos before existence to the emergence of life and light, creation myths serve as humanity's earliest attempts to explain the mysteries of the cosmos. And woven into many of these stories is the moon, a celestial force that often plays a pivotal role in shaping the world and its inhabitants. Across cultures, the moon is more than just a passive observer of creation. it is an active participant, a primordial being, and a symbol of transformation. Take, for example, the Polynesian creation myth of Hina, the moon goddess. In this tradition, Hina is not merely a celestial figure but a creator in her own right. According to legend, Hina descended from the heavens to bring order to the earth. She shaped the islands, tamed the seas, and even wove the very fabric of time by establishing the lunar calendar. Her gentle light became a guide for early Polynesian navigators, illuminating the vast Pacific Ocean and helping them find their way to new lands. Hina's story is a testament to the moon's dual role as both a creator and a sustainer, a force that brings life and order to the world. Similarly, in Aboriginal Australian mythology, the moon holds a sacred place in the dreamtime, the timeless era when the world was formed. The moon, often personified as a male figure, is said to have traveled across the land, shaping the rivers, mountains, and deserts with his footsteps. In some traditions, the moon is also a teacher, imparting wisdom to the first humans and guiding them in their journey toward understanding the natural world. These myths highlight the moon's role not just as a physical presence but as a spiritual guide, a source of knowledge and connection to the land. Among Native American traditions, the moon's role in creation is equally profound. For the Navajo people, the moon is one of the holy people, a divine being who helped shape the world during the emergence, the time when humans first came into existence. The moon's cycles are seen as a reflection of the balance between life and death, growth and decay, reminding the Navajo of the interconnectedness of all things. In other tribes, such as the Hopi, the moon is associated with the Kachinas, spiritual beings who bring rain, fertility, and blessings to the earth. These stories reveal the moon's deep connection to the cycles of nature and its role as a symbol of renewal and harmony. What unites these diverse myths is the moon's universal significance as a symbol of creation and transformation. Whether it is Hina shaping the islands of Polynesia, the Aboriginal moon carving the Australian landscape, or the Navajo moon guiding the emergence, the moon is consistently portrayed as a force of life and order. Its light, ever-changing yet eternal, mirrors the cycles of creation itself: birth, growth, death, and rebirth. These myths remind us that the moon is not just a celestial body, but a profound metaphor for the processes that shape our world and our lives. As we explore these creation myths, we begin to see how deeply the moon is embedded in humanity's understanding of existence. Its presence in these stories transcends cultural boundaries, uniting us in a shared awe of the cosmos. And in this, we find a timeless truth that the moon, with its gentle glow and ever-shifting phases, is not just a part of the sky. It is a part of us, a reflection of our deepest questions and our most enduring hopes. The moon has long been a symbol of life cycles, its waxing and waning mirroring the rhythms of growth and renewal. For ancient civilizations, this celestial dance wasn't just poetic, it was deeply practical. The moon's phases guided agricultural practices, dictating when to sow seeds, harvest crops, and prepare for the changing seasons. But beyond its role in farming, the moon became intrinsically linked to fertility, both in the earth and in human life. Across cultures, lunar deities emerged as protectors of childbirth, nurturers of the land, and guardians of life's most sacred cycles. In ancient Greece, Artemis, the goddess of the hunt and the moon, was also a protector of women and childbirth. Despite her fierce independence, Artemis embodied the nurturing aspects of the lunar sphere, offering solace and strength to women in labor. Her Roman counterpart, Diana, shared these associations, revered as a guardian of the wild and a patroness of fertility. Both goddesses were invoked in rituals to ensure safe childbirth and to bless the land with abundance. Their dual roles, as both fierce hunters and compassionate protectors, reflect the moon's own duality, a source of light in the darkness, yet also a symbol of mystery and change. The moon's connection to fertility extended far beyond the Mediterranean. In ancient Mesopotamia, the moon god Sin was worshipped as a bringer of prosperity, his cycles influencing the rise and fall of the Euphrates and Tigris rivers, which were vital for agriculture. Farmers would time their planting and harvesting to the phases of the moon, believing its light held the power to nourish the soil and ensure bountiful crops. Similarly, in Mesoamerica, the Mayan goddess Ixchel, though often associated with weaving and medicine, was also a fertility deity, her lunar energy believed to influence both the growth of crops and the well-being of expectant mothers. These ancient practices reveal a profound understanding of the moon's influence on life. The lunar calendar, based on the moon's 29.5-day cycle, became a cornerstone of agricultural planning. Farmers observed the moon's phases, planting seeds during the waxing moon to harness its energy for growth and harvesting under the full moon's light, when crops were believed to be at their peak. This lunar wisdom wasn't just practical, it was sacred, a way of aligning human activity with the rhythms of the cosmos. Even today, the moon's association with fertility persists in subtle yet meaningful ways. Modern pagans and Wiccans honor lunar deities like Artemis and Diana in rituals celebrating the cycles of life. The full moon is often seen as a time of heightened energy, a moment to set intentions, nurture creativity, and honor the feminine divine. In some cultures, the moon's phases are still used to guide planting and harvesting, a testament to the enduring power of these ancient traditions. The connection between lunar deities and fertility speaks to something deeper than just agriculture or childbirth. It reflects humanity's enduring reverence for the cycles of life. The moon, with its ever-changing yet eternal presence, reminds us of the delicate balance between growth and decay, creation and rest. Through the stories of Artemis, Diana, Ixchel, and others, we see how the moon's light has always been a source of hope, a promise of renewal, and a guide through the mysteries of existence. As we reflect on these ancient beliefs, we begin to understand how deeply the moon's cycles are woven into the fabric of human life. Its light has illuminated not just the fields and forests, but the very essence of what it means to grow, to create, and to thrive. And in this, we find a timeless truth that the moon, in all its phases, is more than just a celestial body. It is a symbol of life's enduring vitality, a reminder that even in the darkest nights, there is always the promise of new beginnings. The moon's light has always been more than just a beacon in the night. It is a bridge between worlds, a guide through the liminal spaces where life meets death. Across cultures, the moon has been seen as a companion to souls on their journey to the afterlife, its gentle glow illuminating the path through the unknown. This connection between the moon and the underworld is one of the most haunting yet profound themes in mythology, revealing the moon's role not just as a celestial body, but as a symbol of transition, mystery, and the thin veil between realms. In Greek mythology, Hecate, the goddess of magic, witchcraft, and the moon, stands as a powerful figure at the crossroads of life and death. Often depicted holding torches to light the way, Hecate was believed to guide souls to the underworld, her presence a comforting yet eerie reminder of the moon's dual nature. As a lunar deity, she embodies the moon's ability to illuminate the darkness, offering wisdom and protection to those who travel the shadowy paths of the afterlife. Hecate's role as a guide underscores the moon's symbolism as a boundary between worlds, its light both a comfort and a warning, a reminder that every ending carries the seed of a new beginning. Similarly, in Celtic mythology, the moon is intertwined with the mysteries of death and rebirth through the figure of Ceridwen, a goddess associated with magic, transformation, and the lunar cycle. Ceridwen's cauldron, a symbol of renewal and the cycle of life, is often linked to the moon's phases, reflecting the idea that death is not an end but a transition to another state of being. Her myths emphasize the moon's role as a mediator between the physical and spiritual realms, a force that governs the cycles of existence and the passage of souls. Through Ceridwen, the moon becomes a symbol of transformation, its light a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is the potential for growth and renewal. This connection between the moon and the underworld is not limited to European traditions. In Mesoamerican cultures, the moon was often seen as a guide for the dead, its light offering a path through the treacherous journey to the afterlife. The Aztecs, for example, believed that the moon's phases reflected the stages of the soul's journey, from the darkness of death to the light of rebirth. The moon's ability to wax and wane, to disappear and return, made it a powerful metaphor for the cyclical nature of existence, a reminder that death is not an end but a part of a larger, eternal cycle. Even in ancient Egypt, where the sun god Ra dominated the mythology of the afterlife, the moon played a crucial role. Thoth, the god of the moon and wisdom, was believed to record the deeds of the dead in the Hall of Maat, ensuring that their journey through the underworld was guided by truth and justice. The moon's light, in this context, symbolized clarity and judgment, its phases reflecting the soul's progress through the trials of the afterlife. Thoth's presence as a lunar deity underscores the moon's role as a mediator between the living and the dead, its light a bridge between the worlds of the seen and the unseen. What unites these diverse myths is the moon's ability to embody both life and death, light and shadow. Its gentle glow offers comfort to those who mourn, yet its ever-changing phases remind us of the impermanence of life. The moon's light is a boundary, a threshold between the known and the unknown, a guide through the mysteries of existence. Through figures like Hecate, Ceridwen, and Thoth, we see how the moon's symbolism transcends cultural boundaries, uniting humanity in a shared understanding of the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. As we reflect on these myths, we begin to see the moon not just as a celestial body, but as a profound metaphor for the human experience. Its light, both comforting and mysterious, reminds us that every ending is a beginning, every shadow a prelude to light. And in this, we find a timeless truth, that the moon, with its quiet presence and ever-shifting phases, is more than just a guide to the underworld. It is a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest nights, there is light to lead us forward. The moon's influence extends far beyond mythology and spirituality. It has shaped the very way humanity measures time. For ancient civilizations, the moon's predictable phases provided a natural clock, its cycles marking the passage of days, months, and seasons. Lunar deities, often seen as the guardians of these celestial rhythms, played a central role in the development of early calendars and timekeeping systems. These lunar-based systems weren't just practical tools. They were deeply tied to the spiritual and cultural fabric of societies, guiding everything from agriculture to religious ceremonies. Take the Babylonians, for example, who were among the first to develop a sophisticated lunar calendar. Their system, based on the moon's 29.5-day cycle, divided the year into 12 lunar months. Each month began with the sighting of the new moon, a moment of renewal and celebration. The Babylonians didn't just see the moon as a timekeeper, they worshipped it as a divine force personified in the moon god Sin. Sin's light was believed to influence the tides, the growth of crops, and even the fate of individuals. The lunar calendar became a way to align human activity with the will of the gods, ensuring harmony between the earthly and the celestial. In the Islamic tradition, the lunar calendar remains central to religious life. The Hijri calendar, which marks the passage of years since the Prophet Muhammad's migration to Medina, is based entirely on the moon's phases. Each month begins with the sighting of the crescent moon, a practice that connects modern Muslims to the ancient rhythms of their ancestors. The lunar calendar also dictates the timing of key religious events such as Ramadan, the month of fasting, and Eid al-Fitr, the festival of breaking the fast. For Muslims, the moon is more than just a celestial body. It's a symbol of divine order and a reminder of the cyclical nature of life and faith. The Chinese lunar calendar, one of the oldest in the world, offers another fascinating example. Here, the moon's phases are deeply intertwined with cultural traditions and agricultural practices. The Chinese New Year, for instance, is determined by the second new moon after the winter solstice, a time of renewal and celebration. The Mid-Autumn Festival, which honors the moon goddess Chang'e, is another key event tied to the lunar calendar. Families gather under the full moon to share mooncakes and reflect on themes of unity and gratitude. These traditions highlight the moon's role not just as a timekeeper, but as a symbol of cultural identity and continuity. What's remarkable about these ancient systems is how they continue to influence modern life. While solar calendars dominate much of the world today, lunar-based traditions still hold deep significance for many cultures. The Jewish calendar, for example, combines lunar and solar elements, with holidays like Passover and Rosh Hashanah determined by the moon's phases. Even in secular societies, the moon cycles inspire practices like moon gazing, meditation, and seasonal celebrations. These enduring connections remind us that the moon's light is more than just a marker of time. It's a thread that weaves through human history, connecting us to our ancestors and to the rhythms of the natural world. As we reflect on the role of lunar calendars in shaping human culture, we begin to see how deeply the moon's cycles are embedded in our collective consciousness. From the Babylonians to the Chinese, from ancient rituals to modern festivals, the moon has always been a guide, a symbol, and a source of wonder. Its light, ever-changing yet eternal, reminds us of the beauty of cycles, the importance of tradition, and the timeless connection between the heavens and the earth. And in this, we find a profound truth that the moon, in all its phases, is not just a celestial body, it's a living part of our shared human story. From the ancient temples of Mesopotamia to the bustling streets of Rome, the moon has always held a special place in the realms of astrology and divination. Its ever-changing phases were seen not just as celestial events, but as messages from the gods, guiding the fates of individuals and nations alike. For centuries, the moon was believed to wield a profound influence over human emotions, intuition, and destiny, its light serving as a bridge between the earthly and the divine. In ancient Greece, the moon goddess Selene was revered not just for her beauty, but for her connection to the unseen forces of the cosmos. Oracles, those gifted with the ability to interpret divine will, often looked to the moon's phases for guidance. The new moon, with its hidden light, was seen as a time of introspection and new beginnings, while the full moon symbolized clarity and revelation. Temples dedicated to Selene were places of divination, where priests and priestesses would perform rituals under her watchful gaze, seeking answers to life's most pressing questions. The Romans, too, turned to the moon for insight into the future. Diana, their lunar goddess, was not only a protector of the wild but also a patroness of divination. During the full moon, rituals known as lunaria were performed, where offerings were made to Diana in exchange for her wisdom. These ceremonies often involved reading the patterns of moonlight on water or interpreting the flight of birds under the moon's glow. The Romans believed that the moon's light could reveal hidden truths, offering glimpses into the mysteries of fate. In Mesopotamia, the moon god Sin was central to both astrology and divination. The Babylonians, renowned for their advanced understanding of the stars, used the moon's phases to create some of the earliest astrological charts. They believed that the moon's position in the sky could influence everything from a person's temperament to their future fortunes. Priests of Sin would perform rituals during specific lunar phases, interpreting omens and offering prophecies to those seeking guidance. The moon, in their eyes, was a celestial mirror, reflecting the will of the gods and the patterns of destiny. These ancient practices reveal a deep connection between the moon and the human desire to understand the unknown. Whether through oracles, rituals, or astrological charts, the moon's phases were seen as a language, a way for the divine to communicate with mortals. Its light, both gentle and mysterious, was believed to unlock the secrets of the heart and the mind, offering clarity in times of uncertainty. Even today, the moon's influence in astrology and divination endures. Modern astrologers often speak of the moon sign, which is said to govern emotions, intuition, and the subconscious. The new moon is still seen as a time for setting intentions, while the full moon is a moment of culmination and release. These practices, rooted in ancient traditions, remind us that the moon's light continues to guide us, not just through the night sky, but through the mysteries of our own lives. As we reflect on the moon's role in astrology and divination, we begin to see how its symbolism transcends time and culture. From the oracles of Greece to the astrologers of Babylon, the moon has always been a source of wisdom, a celestial guide through the uncertainties of life. Its light, both constant and ever-changing, reminds us that even in the darkest moments, there is always a path forward, illuminated by the quiet glow of the heavens. The moon has long been a muse for artists and writers, its ethereal light and ever-shifting phases inspiring some of the most enduring works of art and literature. From the painted ceilings of Renaissance palaces to the pages of modern novels, lunar deities and their myths have left an indelible mark on human creativity. These artistic expressions are more than just beautiful, they are windows into the soul of humanity, reflecting our deepest fears, hopes, and dreams through the lens of the moon's timeless glow. In classical mythology, the moon was often depicted as a divine figure, its light a symbol of both beauty and mystery. The Greek goddess Selene, with her silver chariot and radiant presence, became a favorite subject for poets and sculptors. Homer's hymn to Selene captures her serene elegance, describing her as a beautiful tressed queen, whose light bathes the earth in a soft, otherworldly glow. Similarly, Roman artists immortalized Diana, the moon goddess, in intricate mosaics and statues, her crescent crown a reminder of her celestial power. These depictions weren't just artistic choices, they were acts of reverence, a way to honor the moon's divine influence on the natural world. The Renaissance period saw a resurgence of lunar symbolism, as artists drew inspiration from classical myths to explore themes of love, mystery, and the sublime. In Sandro Botticelli's Primavera, the moon goddess Diana stands among a chorus of mythological figures, her presence a subtle nod to the cycles of nature and renewal. Meanwhile, in literature, poets like William Shakespeare wove lunar imagery into their works, using the moon as a metaphor for love's fleeting beauty and the passage of time. In A Midsummer Night's Dream, the moon becomes a silent witness to the play's magical events, its light casting an enchanting spell over the lovers and fairies alike. As time progressed, the moon's symbolism evolved, reflecting the changing values and concerns of society. In the Romantic era, poets like Samuel Taylor Coleridge and Percy Bysshe Shelley embraced the moon as a symbol of the sublime, a force that evokes awe and terror in equal measure. Coleridge's The Rime of the Ancient Mariner uses the moon's light to create an atmosphere of eerie beauty, its glow a reminder of the natural world's power and mystery. Similarly, Shelley's To the Moon explores themes of loneliness and longing, the moon's solitary journey across the sky mirroring the poet's own sense of isolation. Modern literature and art continue to draw on the moon's rich symbolism, though often with a more introspective and personal tone. In contemporary poetry, the moon is frequently used to explore themes of identity, memory, and transformation. For example, in Sylvia Plath's The Moon and the Yew Tree, the moon becomes a haunting reflection of the poet's inner turmoil, its cold light illuminating the tension between despair and hope. Meanwhile, visual artists like James Turrell have created immersive installations that capture the moon's ethereal beauty, inviting viewers to experience its light in new and profound ways. What makes these artistic representations so enduring is their ability to capture the moon's dual nature, its ability to be both familiar and mysterious, comforting and unsettling. Through art and literature, the moon becomes more than just a celestial body. It becomes a mirror for the human experience, reflecting our deepest emotions and questions. These works keep the myths of lunar deities alive, not as relics of the past, but as living, breathing stories that continue to resonate with us today. As we reflect on the moon's role in art and literature, we see how its light has illuminated the human imagination for centuries. From the ancient poets who sang of Selene's beauty to the modern artists who explore its mysteries, the moon remains a timeless source of inspiration. Its ever-changing phases remind us that art, like life, is a cycle of creation and renewal, a dance of light and shadow that continues to captivate and inspire. And in this, we find a profound truth that the moon, with its quiet presence and eternal glow, is not just a muse, it is a part of our shared story, a celestial thread that connects us across time and space. The moon's mystique hasn't faded with the passing of centuries. It has only deepened, finding new life in the stories, art, and rituals of modern culture. Today, the myths of lunar deities and their sacred stories resonate in ways that bridge the ancient and the contemporary, proving that the moon's allure is as timeless as its light. From blockbuster films to best-selling novels, from spiritual practices to global festivals, the moon continues to inspire, captivate, and connect us to something greater than ourselves. In cinema, the moon often serves as a powerful symbol, its luminous presence adding depth and meaning to stories of love, transformation, and mystery. Take, for example, the 2016 film La La Land, where the moonlit scenes evoke a sense of dreamlike possibility, reflecting the character's aspirations and the magic of chasing one's dreams. Similarly, in Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth, the moon becomes a haunting backdrop for a tale of innocence and darkness, its light guiding the young protagonist through her fantastical yet perilous journey. These modern interpretations echo the ancient myths of lunar deities like Selene and Artemis, where the moon was a guide, a protector, and a symbol of the unknown. Literature, too, continues to draw on the moon's rich symbolism. In Neil Gaiman's Stardust, the moon is a realm of enchantment, a place where the boundaries between the ordinary and the magical blur. Gaiman's storytelling, steeped in mythic traditions, reimagines the moon as a source of wonder, much like the ancient tales of lunar gods and goddesses. Meanwhile, in poetry, contemporary writers like Mary Oliver and Ocean Vuong use the moon as a metaphor for introspection, longing, and resilience, its light illuminating the quiet corners of the human heart. These modern works remind us that the moon's symbolism is not confined to the past, it is a living, evolving force that continues to shape our stories. Beyond art and entertainment, the moon's influence is palpable in the resurgence of lunar spirituality. Modern movements such as neo-paganism and Wicca have embraced the moon as a central symbol of divine feminine energy, intuition, and cyclical renewal. Full moon rituals, where individuals gather to set intentions, meditate, and honor the moon's light, have become increasingly popular, blending ancient traditions with contemporary practices. Social media platforms are filled with communities dedicated to moon magic, where followers share tips on harnessing lunar energy for personal growth and spiritual connection. This renewed interest in moon worship reflects a broader cultural shift toward reconnecting with nature and the sacred in an increasingly digital world. Festivals around the globe also celebrate the moon's enduring legacy. The Mid-Autumn Festival in China, with its lanterns and mooncakes, remains a vibrant tradition that honors the moon goddess Chang'e. In India, the festival of Karva Chauth sees women fasting and praying under the moonlight, seeking blessings for their families. Even in the West, events like the Harvest Moon Festival bring communities together to celebrate the moon's role in agriculture and the changing seasons. These celebrations, rooted in ancient myths, remind us of the moon's universal significance as a symbol of unity, gratitude, and the cycles of life. What's remarkable about these modern reinterpretations is how they reflect the timeless appeal of the moon's mysteries. Whether through a filmmaker's lens, a poet's verse, or a spiritual practitioner's ritual, the moon continues to inspire us to look beyond the mundane and connect with something greater. Its light, both familiar and enigmatic, serves as a reminder that the stories of lunar deities are not relics of the past. They are living narratives that evolve with us, offering new insights and inspiration in every generation. As we explore the moon's role in modern culture, we see how deeply its myths are woven into the fabric of our lives. From the silver screen to the sacred circle, the moon's light continues to guide, comfort, and enchant us. And in this, we find a profound truth, that the moon, with its quiet glow and ever-changing phases, is not just a celestial body, it is a timeless symbol of the human spirit, a beacon of wonder that connects us across time, space, and imagination. The moon's influence on human imagination isn't just tied to its beauty, it's also rooted in the fascinating scientific phenomena that have captivated us for millennia. Ancient cultures didn't have telescopes or satellites, but they were keen observers of the night sky. They saw the moon's phases, its role in eclipses, and its power over the tides, and they wove these observations into myths that explained the mysteries of the cosmos. Today, we understand these phenomena through the lens of science, but that doesn't make them any less awe-inspiring. In fact, the scientific explanations behind these lunar events only deepen our appreciation for the myths they inspired. Take lunar eclipses, for example. These dramatic events occur when the Earth passes between the Sun and the Moon, casting a shadow that can turn the Moon a deep, coppery red. To ancient civilizations, this sudden darkening of the Moon was both terrifying and mystical. The Inca believed it was a sign that a celestial beast was attacking Mama Quilla, their moon goddess, and they would make loud noises to scare the creature away. In Hindu mythology, the demon Rahu was said to swallow the moon during eclipses, only to release it when the gods intervened. These stories, born from a lack of scientific understanding, reveal the human desire to explain the unknown and to find meaning in the patterns of the universe. The moon's phases, too, have inspired countless myths. The regular cycle of the new moon, crescent, full moon, and waning moon was seen as a reflection of life's rhythms: birth, growth, death, and renewal. The Greeks associated these phases with Selene, whose light waxed and waned as she rode her chariot across the sky. In many cultures, the full moon was believed to heighten emotions, influence behavior, and even trigger supernatural events, a belief that persists in modern folklore about lunacy and werewolves. While we now know the moon's phases are caused by its orbit around the Earth, these ancient interpretations remind us of the moon's symbolic power as a mirror of human experience. Then there's the moon's gravitational pull, which creates the tides that shape our coastlines and influence marine life. Ancient cultures, particularly those living near the sea, noticed the connection between the moon and the tides long before they understood gravity. The Polynesians, skilled navigators of the Pacific, used the moon's influence on the ocean to guide their voyages. In Norse mythology, the tides were seen as the breath of the sea god Ixchel, whose rhythms were tied to the moon's movements. These myths, while poetic, also demonstrate an intuitive understanding of the natural world, one that science has since validated and expanded upon. What's truly remarkable is how these scientific phenomena and their mythological interpretations intersect. While ancient myths were rooted in cultural beliefs and spiritual practices, they often contained kernels of truth about the moon's influence on Earth. The Inca's rituals during eclipses, for instance, may not have been scientifically accurate, but they reflected a deep respect for the moon's role in their lives. Similarly, the Greek association of the moon's phases with life cycles speaks to a universal recognition of patterns in nature, patterns that science continues to explore and explain. As we reflect on the science behind lunar myths, we begin to see how these two perspectives, mythology and science, are not so different after all. Both seek to understand the world around us, to find meaning in the patterns we observe, and to connect us to something greater than ourselves. The moon, with its quiet light and ever-changing presence, has always been a source of wonder, whether we're gazing at it through the lens of ancient myth or modern science. And in this, we find a beautiful truth that the moon's mysteries are as much a part of us as they are of the cosmos. The moon has always been more than just a celestial body. It's a mirror reflecting humanity's deepest fears, desires, and curiosities. One of the most enduring and intriguing aspects of its influence is its perceived impact on human behavior. For centuries, people have believed that the moon's phases can affect our moods, actions, and even our sanity. This idea, often referred to as lunar lunacy, has roots that stretch back to ancient times when the moon's mysterious light was thought to hold sway over the human mind. The word lunacy itself comes from the Latin luna, meaning moon, and for good reason. In medieval Europe, it was widely believed that the full moon could drive people to madness, a notion that persists in modern folklore and even in some medical debates today. But where did this belief come from, and how does it connect to the myths of lunar deities who embody the moon's power? In Greek mythology, Selene, the goddess of the moon, was often associated with the mind and emotions. Her soft silver light was thought to influence dreams and thoughts, her presence a calming yet mysterious force. Similarly, in Roman mythology, Diana's connection to the moon extended to her role as a protector of women, who are believed to be particularly sensitive to the moon's phases. These myths reflect an ancient understanding of the moon's influence on human psychology, suggesting that its light could amplify emotions, heighten intuition, and even trigger profound transformations. The idea that the moon could alter behavior wasn't just a superstition, it was a way of explaining the inexplicable, of making sense of the human experience through the lens of the divine. The concept of lunar influence also appears in the folklore of werewolves, creatures whose transformations are often tied to the full moon. In many cultures, the full moon was seen as a time of heightened energy and potential danger, its light capable of revealing hidden truths or unleashing primal instincts. Werewolf legends, from medieval Europe to Native American traditions, often depict the moon as a catalyst for change, a force that could bring out the wild, untamed aspects of human nature. These stories, while fantastical, reveal a deeper truth, that the moon has always been a symbol of transformation, its phases mirroring the cycles of growth, decay, and renewal within us all. But the moon's influence on human behavior isn't confined to myth and folklore. Even today, many people report feeling more emotional or restless during a full moon, a phenomenon that scientists have tried to explain for decades. While studies on the so-called lunar effect have yielded mixed results, the belief persists, a testament to the moon's enduring hold on our imagination. Whether it's the heightened energy of a full moon party or the quiet introspection of a moonlit meditation, the moon continues to shape our actions and emotions in subtle yet profound ways. What's fascinating about these beliefs is how they reveal the deep connection between humans and the moon. From ancient myths to modern psychology, the moon has always been more than just a rock in the sky. It's a symbol of the mind's mysteries, a reminder of the ways in which we are shaped by the natural world. Its light, both gentle and enigmatic, invites us to explore the boundaries between reason and emotion, reality and imagination. And in this exploration, we find not just answers, but new questions, new ways of understanding ourselves and the world around us. As we reflect on the moon's influence on human behavior, we begin to see how deeply its myths are woven into our collective consciousness. Whether through the stories of Selene and Diana or the enduring legends of werewolves, the moon continues to inspire, challenge, and transform us. Its light, ever-changing yet eternal, reminds us that we are part of something greater, a cosmic dance that connects us to the heavens, to each other, and to the mysteries within ourselves. The moon's presence in mythology is as vast and varied as the cultures that have gazed upon it. From the serene Selene of Greece to the fierce Coilxorqui of the Aztecs, each culture has crafted its own stories to explain the moon's mysteries, yet beneath these differences lie striking similarities. These shared themes, cycles, duality, and transformation reveal how the moon has shaped humanity's understanding of life, death, and the cosmos. At the same time, the unique variations in these myths offer a window into the values, fears, and aspirations of each culture, showing us how the same celestial body can inspire such diverse interpretations. One of the most universal themes in lunar mythology is the moon's connection to cycles and renewal. The Greeks saw Selene's journey across the sky as a reflection of life's rhythms, her light waxing and waning in an eternal dance of birth and decay. Similarly, the Hindu god Chandra embodies the moon's cyclical nature, his phases tied to the ideas of karma and rebirth. In Norse mythology, Mani's endless flight from the wolf Hati mirrors the inevitability of time and the cycles of creation and destruction. These recurring motifs suggest a shared human recognition of the moon's role as a symbol of continuity and change, a reminder that life is a series of beginnings and endings. Yet, while the theme of cycles is universal, the ways in which cultures interpret the moon's duality, its light and shadow, vary widely. For the Japanese, Tsukuyomi's estrangement from his sister Amaterasu symbolizes the separation of day and night, a necessary balance between opposing forces. In contrast, the Aztecs saw Coilxorqui's violent dismemberment as a cosmic lesson in the triumph of order over chaos. The Mayan goddess Ixchel, meanwhile, embodies both creation and destruction, her dual nature reflecting the moon's ability to nurture life while unleashing floods. These differences highlight how cultures use the moon's duality to explore their own values, whether it's the Japanese emphasis on harmony or the Aztec focus on cosmic justice. Another fascinating contrast lies in the moon's relationship with femininity and masculinity. In many cultures, the moon is associated with feminine energy, often depicted as a nurturing mother or a goddess of fertility. Artemis, Diana, and Mama Quilla all embody this aspect, their lunar light offering protection and guidance to women and children. Yet in Hinduism and Norse mythology, the moon is personified as male. Chandra and Mani are both gods, their light representing wisdom, intuition, and the passage of time. These differing portrayals reveal how cultural norms and values shape the way we see the moon, whether as a source of feminine power or masculine insight. The moon's role as a guide and mediator also varies across cultures. In Egyptian mythology, Thoth's connection to the moon ties him to the realms of knowledge and judgment, his light illuminating the path to truth. For the Celts, the goddess Ceridwen uses the moon's cycles to teach transformation and renewal, her cauldron a symbol of life's endless potential. Meanwhile, the Chinese story of Chang'e portrays the moon as a place of exile and longing, its light a bittersweet reminder of love and sacrifice. These diverse interpretations show how the moon can serve as a bridge between worlds, a guide through the mysteries of existence, or a mirror for human emotions. What do these comparisons reveal about the moon's universal significance? They remind us that despite our differences, humanity has always looked to the moon as a source of meaning and inspiration. Its light, both constant and ever-changing, reflects the rhythms of our lives, the dualities we navigate, and the transformations we undergo. Whether as a symbol of renewal, a guide through the unknown, or a mirror for our deepest emotions, the moon speaks to something fundamental within us all. And in this shared reverence, we find a profound connection not just to the moon, but to each other across time, space, and culture. Through these myths, we see that the moon is more than just a celestial body. It's a story, a symbol, and a reminder of our place in the cosmos. Its light, illuminating the night for countless generations, continues to inspire us to explore, to wonder, and to connect with the mysteries that unite us all. The stories of lunar deities, born from the earliest whispers of human imagination, have left an indelible mark on our collective consciousness. These myths, crafted by cultures separated by oceans and centuries, share a common thread. The moon, with its ever-changing light, has always been more than a celestial body. It's a symbol of life cycles, a guide through the unknown, and a mirror for our deepest emotions. From Selene's gentle chariot ride across the Greek sky to Coilxorqui's shattered form in the Aztec cosmos, these deities have shaped how we understand the world and our place within it. Their legacy is not confined to ancient texts. It lives on in the rituals, art, and stories that continue to inspire us today. One of the most remarkable aspects of these myths is their ability to transcend time. The moon's phases, its dance between light and shadow, have always mirrored the human experience, offering a framework for understanding life's rhythms. In ancient Greece, Selene's journey symbolized the passage of time and the constancy of love, while in Hindu tradition, Chandra's waxing and waning reflected the cycles of karma and rebirth. These narratives resonate with us even now, reminding us that change is not something to fear but a natural part of existence. The moon's light, whether full or faint, has always been a beacon of hope, a promise that even in darkness, renewal is possible. But the legacy of lunar deities extends beyond symbolism. Their stories have shaped entire cultures, influencing everything from religious practices to artistic expression. The Mid-Autumn Festival in China, with its mooncakes and lanterns, is a living testament to Chang's enduring influence. Similarly, the reverence for Mama Quilla in Inca culture highlights how lunar myths were woven into the fabric of daily life, guiding agricultural practices and spiritual rituals. Even in modern times, the moon's presence in art, literature, and spirituality speaks to its timeless appeal. Whether it's a poet invoking the moon's light to explore themes of longing or a filmmaker using it as a backdrop for transformation, these ancient stories continue to inspire new interpretations. What makes these myths so enduring is their universality. The moon, with its quiet glow and ever-shifting phases, speaks to something fundamental within us all. It's a symbol of mystery, a reminder of the vastness of the cosmos and the smallness of our place within it. Yet, it's also deeply personal, a source of comfort and inspiration that connects us to the rhythms of nature and the cycles of our own lives. This duality, the cosmic and the intimate, is what makes lunar deities so compelling. They remind us that no matter how far we've come, the moon's mysteries remain a source of fascination and wonder. As we reflect on the legacy of these ancient myths, we see how they continue to shape our world. They remind us of the power of storytelling, of the ways in which myths can help us make sense of the unknown and find meaning in the everyday. The moon, with its quiet presence and eternal light, invites us to look up, to wonder, and to connect with something greater than ourselves. And in this, we find a profound truth that the stories of lunar deities are not just tales of the past. They are living narratives guiding us through the mysteries of the present and inspiring us to imagine the possibilities of the future. As we bring this journey through the myths of lunar deities to a close, it's impossible not to marvel at the profound ways the moon has shaped human imagination across time and cultures. From the serene Selene of Greece to the fierce Coilxorqui of the Aztecs, each story reveals how the moon has been a mirror for our deepest hopes, fears, and questions about existence. These myths, though rooted in different traditions, share a universal truth. The moon is more than a celestial body. It's a symbol of life cycles, a guide through the unknown, and a bridge between the earthly and the divine. Throughout this exploration, we've seen how the moon's ever-changing light has inspired countless interpretations. In some cultures, it's a nurturing force, like the gentle mama Quilla of the Inca or the intuitive Chandra of Hinduism. In others, it embodies transformation and duality, as seen in the tragic tale of Chang'e or the cosmic struggle of Coilxorqui. These stories remind us that the moon's light is not just a physical phenomenon, it's a metaphor for the complexities of life itself, its phases reflecting the rhythms of birth, death, and renewal that define our existence. The moon's influence extends far beyond mythology. It has shaped calendars, guided rituals, and inspired art and literature for millennia. Its light has been a source of comfort in the darkness, a reminder of the beauty and mystery that surround us. Even today, as we gaze at the moon through the lens of science, its allure remains undiminished. Whether we're marveling at a lunar eclipse or celebrating the Mid-Autumn Festival, the moon continues to connect us to something greater than ourselves, a timeless symbol of unity, wonder, and the infinite possibilities of the cosmos. As the poet John Keats once wrote, "The poetry of earth is never dead." And perhaps nowhere is this more evident than in the myths of the moon, where the poetry of the heavens meets the stories of humanity. The moon's light, both constant and ever-changing, invites us to look up, to wonder, and to find meaning in the mysteries that surround us. It's a reminder that, no matter how far we've come, there is always more to discover, more to learn, and more to marvel at. So, what do these ancient myths mean to you? Do you see the moon as a source of inspiration, a guide through life's challenges, or a symbol of something greater? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments below, and let's continue this conversation about the moon's sacred stories. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into mythology and the wonders of the cosmos, don't forget to subscribe for more explorations of the world's most fascinating legends and mysteries. Together, let's keep looking up, keep wondering, and keep discovering the magic that lies in the night sky.